Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a layout share. So I have about 20 layouts that I'm going to share. The first bunch I have process videos for. The ones that I don't have a process video for, I'll let you know. So the first ones that are up are Parks Canada Day. So on my channel I do a take two. I've done this kind of style of scrapbooking for as long as I've had two kids. So what I typically do is I scrapbook the event for each of my kids for each of their books. So this is the take one on it. So this is for my youngest Evie's book. And so Evie is in the green here. She really liked green at this point in time. She really still does like green quite a bit. And dark colors, just kind of moody that way, but that's okay. So this one I took a maple leaf stencil and used some texture paste through and then did some splattering. I have some of this green pattern paper that was from my stash that's from forever. I used a little bit of 49 in Market. The stars are from Studio Calico, and I think the enamel dots are too. And then the letter stickers are from the dollar store. And so that is one version of this one. And then the next version looks like this. So title stays the same, but at this point in time, my oldest, Matea, really liked pink. So you can see that she's got pink on in the picture. So I just really focused on the monochromatic pink for this layout. And so same type of style. So there's the torn pieces, there's the four pictures in the middle, they're diagonal, but it has a totally different feel based on some of the different things that I brought in. So I brought in the puffy stars, which were from Studio Calico. This middle chipboard piece is from Ali Edwards, and then a lot of pieces from my stash and even the dollar store is on here. Both of the Parks Canada Day were a Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. Next up is this page that is my youngest. So she is in quite a bit of pink in this watermelon swimsuit. We were visiting friends, and she is the kiddo who loves the animals. So you will see three different layouts in the layout share where she has a different kind of animal. So this collection was from the Hip Kit Club, and it was the Chase the Sun kit. And so all of the ephemera bits and pieces, the pattern paper, even this frame came from the kit itself, the enamel dots. The only things that didn't come from that kit was the pink twine and the actual sequins. Everything else came from that kit, which was a lot of fun to do. And so this one was quite a bit of fun, and I just kept adding and adding and adding. So this is like a more is more kind of page. Then I did this page of my oldest. She's about 4 here, helping us do the cleaning up of the fall. And this is with a Hip Kit Club that had a lot of Simple Stories Cozy Days in it. And I also brought in some 49 in Market. So I really love these film strips that 49 in Market did. And I just backed all of these little pictures that I had of my kiddo and then used the bigger one where she's popping it into the bin as she's helping us do cleanup. So this was a lot of fun to do. All of the little sticker pieces, the chipboard, all of it I think was Simple Stories Cozy Days, which came in with the Hip Kit Club, which is the 2 papers here as well. This page I got to use a lot of my stash up with. So here is my kiddo, my youngest, with a snake this time. So she's a chicken, now we're at a snake. And so I had this DCWV, the Wild Stack from 2010 for paper I used. So this paper and this paper came from then. This came from a embellishment die cut pack, which is linked in this video process for what it's called. And then I just pulled in a whole bunch of different stash. So these letters, where else would I ever use these kind of letters, honestly? So I tried to do as long as a title as I could because I wanted to use these ones up. They came in a grab bag from Michael's, so they weren't ones that I would have normally just bought, but they worked really well on this page. On my channel, I like to well, in my scrapbooking in general, I like to play around with my stencils and mixed media. And so when I do that, I try and challenge myself to not use any pattern paper. So this has a cream kind of cardstock, and I have just black cardstock for the photos. And so I used Hip Kit Club for some of the embellishment, and then here as well for the embellishment, and then just some sequins for the shaker pocket. So that one was a lot of fun to do. This one also, this stencil was from the Crafters Workshop, and so there's these hexagon pieces, but on that stencil as well, there are a butterfly and a dragonfly. And so these gray pieces that aren't the hexagon are actually the wing of the butterfly and the dragonfly, but you can't actually tell that's what they are because of the way that they were set. And so I just wanted a little bit of more of that circuit diagram from that one because it actually ties into what my daughter's doing in the pictures, but it was a lot of fun to do. This one was a Christie's Beautiful Life sketch, and it was also doing some scrapbooking of not so happy kind of things. So this one is a picture of me at urgent care because I burnt myself really badly. I even had to go to the burn clinic. So some of those kind of memories, even though they're not happy memories, it was a really big event in my life a couple years ago. So it's worth actually documenting. This one is another no pattern paper background. And so on this one, I used a bit of Hip Kit Club, but I also used a bunch of different other things. And if you've watched that process video, I do have a different chipboard piece here, but I lost it. And so I noticed that I'd lost it when I was doing the voiceover for that video, and I still cannot find it. But when I was looking for some 4x6 Project Life cards for one of the other pages that I have coming up, I actually found this stack of books. And so this came off of a Studio Calico card. And I love the way it looks because a lot of these colors are actually in my background and in my picture. So this one tied in really, really well. I did have to move these hearts around a little bit to make it work, but I really like this one. The stencil that I used for this one was a Tim Holtz hexagon one. And then all of the other pieces, except for this Project Life card in behind, came from different Hip Kit Clubs. And then this Project Life in behind was from Wild Whisper Designs. This was a Scrap Room Freaky Friday formula series. So the Scrap Room is lovely because they do different challenges each month. So one of the challenges that they do is Freaky Friday. So Freaky Fast Friday, I should say properly. And so what that is, if you're not aware, is they give you different dimensions of paper that you have to use on your page. And so like these circles are part of that. This piece here, this one, and then this smaller square is all part of that Freaky Friday formula. And then I just double matted it on this paper. And so this paper is Gather at Home from Echo Park, and the embellishments and everything are from Echo Park. So I love this Gather at Home, the texture that's on this pattern paper. It is lovely. The Scrap Room also does sketches. So this is one of their sketches that the Scrap Room has, or based on one of their sketches. And so it had kind of this banner-ish piece, but with a lot of tearing at the bottom and lots of layers. And so this I found quite a bit more challenging for the sketch. I think mostly because of the side tearing and the extra layers and the way the layers went on. So on this is also Gather at Home. And these flowers actually came from the paper that it's on. So I gutted a bit out of it so I could use it on this side as embellishment and to tie that in. I also used the sticker brads and I used some of the chipboard pieces. This was a part of the brad adhesive pieces. And most of these, so this is one side, this is the other side of the paper, and these two are the same paper, but just flipping it back and forth and using lots of the different parts of that so you can get a lot of use out of that paper. So that one was challenging but fun. Next is another take two, and so this is from a Hit Kit Club, and I think it's from the Kaleidoscope collection. And as you can see that there's also some 49 and Market film strips on here. So I really liked this one because for using the 49 and Market film strips, because I could piece together these were like 3 different pictures that I could piece together, and it has like a little bit of a series there for her. And then this is the picture that both kids got, but these different pieces all came from the Hip Kit Club, and then the cut file here is also a Hip Kit Club. If you've seen this process video, you'll know that I did not have it backed in that blue to begin with, but it really, really, really did bother me that it wasn't quite centered. It's still not quite centered, but it's more so now, so this doesn't bother me as much, which is good. And then this is the second version, and so you can see that I used the same cut file, but now I've used dimensional adhesive, and I used my stamps or my ink pads to color in the dimensional piece. I have the same kind of butterflies on this one, and then this also came from the Kaleidoscope collection. So this is a Kaleidoscope page. This chipboard came from it as well, and then this days I pulled from my stash, and so this one was a lot of fun to do. And similar, the same picture, same event, but different feel altogether, and will go in different books. So this one was just playing. So I wanted to use up some of my stash. I have a lot of border strips or branding strips that were left over. This is a border sticker, and so they all end up in a box, and I wanted to use up some of this kind of pages, like some of this paper for. And then I also have some packaging. So this is the backing from some Studio Calico kind of stuff, some leftover pieces of paper. This is packaging from my Dana Wakely journal. And then this is Hip Kit Club. The enamel dots would be Hip Kit Club as well. And then the tile letters would have come from Studio Calico. So this one was a lot of fun to do. There we go. So this one is my Christmas in July. And so this one, I'll probably do another page of this up for my kiddos, because they both will want this picture, I think. And so this one uses Gnome for Christmas, from Echo Park. And so I've got some 12 by 12 on here. This is the 6 by 6, and then the sticker sheet is also on here. And then they have the brads that was in that kit that I got. So this one was fun. When I cut my white piece of cardstock, it actually caught on my cutter, and then so the way to deal with that is I just pulled this up and backed it underneath, so it looks like it was intentional, even though it wasn't quite intentional to start with. This one was posted last Friday, and so this is Mixed Media Mayhem. So this is based off a sketch, and so on the sketch, it looked like there was some sort of texture, paste or embossing folder kind of stuff at the top here. They had some black and some stitching, and then lots of different layers. So I used Hip Kit Club, and it's actually one of their Easter ones that I used, and so it all came from the same kit except for this Jen Hadfield that is sprinkled in, and my sequins didn't come from the kit and my twine. But this one was a lot of fun to do. This one will actually go into my album, not my kids' albums. Each of my kids will get one of their own pages for their school pictures, but I don't need both of theirs in mine, so this works just fine for our family album. So this is the last process video one that I would have for July. And so this one was based off of a Tracy Reed design sketch. So Tracy Reed's design that I used for this was for Traveler's Notebook. So I stretched this sketch. And then I also used the New Day collection from Echo Park, which was actually designed by Tracy Reed. And so the white cardstock and the textured colored cardstock didn't come from that collection, and neither did this 4x6 card, but everything else on here came from that New Day collection. So that was a lot of fun playing with her sketch and with her collection. And then these last few are pages that don't have a process video, but I did. So this one is a Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches Series 12. So this one is based off of one of those 2-page sketches, but I only did a single page. And so I pulled this pink out for some of the embellishments. There's a little bit of stash on here from Studio Calico. These flowers I've had for eons, and then I just pulled from my scrapbook for the papers here. So the tiniest little bit of green that I needed, I actually sliced this piece in half to get that little bit of green I wanted. There's just that little bit of paper left of that one, and then this had a pretty good chunk of it, but it worked out pretty good that way. And then just some puffy stickers and enamel dots, and that one was done. This was another Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches for the Series 12. And so this is a couple of pictures of me with my colleagues. And so this year when I was teaching grade 4-5. And so this lady I taught the kids with. So she had some of the 4-5s and I had the other 4-5s. And then this lady actually taught grade 1-2, and I taught the science with the 4-5s, and we did a whole bunch of field studies and all sorts of different things together. So these are lovely, lovely, lovely ladies that I don't actually get to work with closely anymore, and I kind of miss them, but it was a lot of fun to pull out some of the school stuff and scrapbook myself, actually. So this 12 by 12 page is of my daughter with another animal, because that's just what happens in our household. And so Evie's page is on a Christmas paper and has Hip Kit Club Christmas embellishments on it. And then I used the Close to My Heart owl stamp on this one. So I did some stitching with embroidery thread to pull in some of these fun colors to make it have less of a Christmas feel. And then, like, the fun came from a Christmas part. All of these wreaths actually came from a Christmas collection, and so did these leaves. But on the page with my daughter and the owl, and with the owls, it doesn't actually feel Christmassy, which it's not supposed to because it was in June. So that was a fun one to do. This page, I believe, was the June scrap room sketch. I think. I I don't remember. So this one, I used some Mente paper. So I cut out the frames for Mente. This background piece is from Hip Kit Club, and then there's some stash here. And I believe this butterfly page is also Hip Kit Club. And then these butterflies also came from Hip Kit Club. And then this Curious and the Smiles came from a Happy Planner. So that would be that one. This one was a lot of fun. This is my oldest in grade 8. So this was her school pictures because she didn't have school pictures that year. So, and my last one is a double spread. So this one, I used paper from the same collection. It is a Hip Kit Club one. I don't remember what it was, but it was the Easter one that I used in the other one where I said it was Easter. I haven't actually gone ahead and done the journaling for this birthday yet. I have to figure out which birthday it was and do some math. But for this birthday, my youngest actually got an iPad for her birthday. She needed it for school. We used to homeschool, and so a lot of her stuff was going to be on the iPad for the upcoming September. So it actually made sense to get her it partly for her birthday. And so this is her unwrapping her present on that day. And you can see she very much was not expecting that at all. And then this is two 12 by 12 pieces of paper. And so I cut them down so that where I wanted them to do. So this piece is the same size as this piece. And then I just hid where that join piece was with this scrap piece of paper. And so this was scrap, and then this little bit of white and pink in behind was scrap. And so you can see that it just very much perfectly lines up. And then I just put a piece of washi there to keep it steady. And then I put this one piece on top to make sure that works. So that is all of the pages I did for July. If you liked my video, please, please, please give me the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, I would love it if you would. And there's going to be a video right here that you can take a look at as well. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a great day.